And it is another late drop-off time tonight. This time as JCPS sends all students back to school. It's the third try since the disastrous first day effort 12 days ago. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. Take a look. JCPS says all school buses were cleared. Those are their words at 7:48 p.m. tonight. A spokesperson with Louisville Metro Police also telling us tonight they did receive a few calls for service to report missing children, but police tell us the children were found before those reports by officers were taken. Now, to put that into perspective, all elementary and middle school students were home at 7:43 p.m. last Friday night, 2 hours earlier than the August 9th first day of school 12 days ago, when the drop-off time again then was 9:58 p.m. But parents on Friday were not happy with that drop-off time. On the first day of school in 2022, by the way, we checked, all students were home by 7:30 p.m. New tonight in a statement, Superintendent Marty Polio says in part, quote, while there were some hiccups, just as there are during the first week of school each year, I'm proud of the dedication of our JCPS team, end quote. He also thanked families for their continued patience. Now, right now, here at 11, we have team coverage for you from the WHAS 11 night team. Taylor Woods is talking with parents choosing to pick up their students until the issues are fixed. But first, Travis Breeze and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt are joining us live with parents who had good and frustrating experiences with the school buses today. Travis, we got, by the way, an update on that new app today.
That is right, Doug. A JCPS spokesperson says that they will be sending out information tomorrow on how parents can use the bus tracking app Edgelog. I did find a handful of parents that were already using the app today, some of them saying that they got the instructions for how to do it on social media. And one mom felt very fortunate that she was looking at the app because her son was dropped off at the wrong stop.
At this point, I'm in panic mode. I'm in mama bear panic mode.
While many parents were gauging how late their buses would be Monday, LaBobby Barlow had a more serious concern.
Where can I find him and where can I see him?
Barlow figured out how to use the bus tracking app Edgelog even before JCPS sent out instructions. She was waiting at her son's scheduled bus stop just down the street and watching the bus circle the area. When he hadn't been dropped off in over an hour, she met the bus at Kennedy Elementary for answers.
When they told me that she dropped him off at Beach Street, I said, I don't even know where that's at.
Barlow says she started driving around the Park Duval neighborhood and eventually found her 13-year-old son walking east on West Ormsby Avenue, a 27-minute walk away from where he was originally dropped off.
Thank God he was older and he wasn't an elementary school kid. Thank God. Gave him a big hug and I was like, you want to talk about it? He was just like, I felt like I was in trouble.
A JCPS spokesperson said this about the incident. The bus passed by 3 stops that were near his mother's house before continuing on to several other stops. It appears the student didn't get off at his designated stop for whatever reason. While this was traumatic for Barlow, there were many parents who saw improvements Monday.
Yeah, it's much better than it was.
Brittany Becerra drove with her newborn in the back seat to get her first grader Lucas from a bus stop in the East End. He arrived right on time when he was 30 minutes late on day 1.
I mean, the way this is way better than we had anticipated and way better than was that first day. So this is doable.
We also saw these kids get off in the Hurstbourne Acres neighborhood. Their bus was 25 minutes late Monday, while on the first day,
it was, I think, 2 or 3 hours late.
Making some parents, but clearly not all, feel like it's moving in the right direction.
It was better than the first day, hoping it would even get better coming days.
LaBobby Barlow said she did get through to somebody on the 485 ride hotline. She says that that person did take down her concerns and assured her that they would elevate what happened to her son to some administrators. Reporting live in Louisville, Travis Breeze for the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
All right, that's good to hear from Ms. Barlow. Thank you very much. Travis, well, new tonight, a JCPS school board member is telling WHAS 11 News that these late drop-off times are not acceptable. The night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Emma Gefter have his reaction as some parents are still forced to make adjustments for the busing issues.
Some JCPS parents tell me their students are still waiting to be assigned a bus, and the responsibility of driving their children to and from school for now is a bit much on top of their work schedules.
Those students may make their way.
All Jefferson County public school students are now back to school since the transportation disaster nearly 2 weeks ago. Some elementary, middle, and high school parents and guardians are still choosing to drive their students to and from school. For some, they have no choice, like Kay Taylor, whose student had the wrong bus information.
Well, he's not actually going to be a car rider. We're just waiting for them to get a bus.
But Taylor isn't the only one waiting for a bus. Other parents like Danielle Ferris are in the same situation. She says the transportation department said she will have to drive her kids for now.
They're telling me they do not have a bus for my kids and they don't know when they will have one for them. And I have to take them from downtown to J-Town every day.
Ferris has 6 children in JCPS elementary, middle, and high schools, and the responsibility of being a car rider is challenging for her.
Trying to make ends meet to put extra gas money in my car to go back and forth, and not having really a reliable car to do that is really bad for me right now.
JCPS School Board member Dr. Corey Scholl told us the district is working hard to make the transportation commute easier.
I know that in a few days we'll begin to trim bus stops that don't have children on them, which will hopefully get children home about 15 to 30 minutes earlier.
Scholl, reacting to the late drop-off times in the evening, says there must be improvement.
Tonight, I would love to see every child home by 6:45 at the latest. I think that is still quite late to see children getting home, but 7:45, 8:45, that's just entirely too late.
The last student was home by 7:48 p.m. Scholl was also the only board member last week to suggest a shakeup may be necessary in the team that put the transportation plan together.
When members of the team cannot uphold their position on the team, I think that Dr. Polio has to make some hard decisions.
And for now, some JCPS parents and guardians are just waiting for their students to be assigned a bus sooner than later. Reporting in downtown Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS11 Night Team on your side.
Our continuing coverage now, during the ride to and from school today, 5 different JCPS buses were involved in crashes across Metro Louisville. The latest one happened just after 5 tonight on Shelbyville Road at the Eastwood Cutoff in far eastern Jefferson County. LMPD says the crash involved JCPS bus number 1912 and 2 other cars. Nobody was hurt. 4 other crashes happened earlier in the day in the morning between 6:30 a.m. and 8:10 a.m. on the ride to school. Luckily, no injuries were reported on any of these incidents either. Now, while the crashes caused delays, a JCPS spokesperson also says one delay had nothing to do with traffic. Instead, it was from a parent.
There was one incident that I'm aware of with a parent getting in an argument with a bus driver about the bus stop and refusing to get off a bus, and that held up that bus at a compound.
Well, you can follow along with our reporters as we're going to continue our back-to-school coverage tomorrow by clicking on the Reporter Stories tab on the WHAS11 YouTube page. More news here tonight on the Night Team. Indiana's near total abortion ban, which was supposed to begin on August 1st, is now in effect. The state Supreme Court decided not to rehear arguments from the ACLU about the ban, which allowed the new restrictions to go into place. It means abortions are only allowed in Indiana in cases of rape or incest up to 10 weeks and up to 20 weeks for deadly fetal anomalies or to protect the life of the mother.
The law carries criminal penalties. The law carries the potential of a doctor losing their license. This is an extreme law that inappropriately intrudes politicians into private medical decisions.
The new law also requires abortions to only be performed in hospitals or hospital clinics. In Indiana, organizations like Planned Parenthood can no longer provide abortions.
The closing of abortion clinics is a major victory for unborn babies. And we're sending a message to the rest of the nation that when we choose to stand together in love and compassion for pregnant mothers and unborn babies, we can save lives, we can improve lives, and we can help build a national culture that values and respects every life.
Indiana Planned Parenthood says they'll now use a navigation team to help women travel out of state.
3, 2, 1.
People living in South Louisville have a new resource for addiction treatment now. Today, Isaiah House cut the ribbon on the Olivia Center. Facility leaders say they want to provide treatment in a holistic way.
The Isaiah House is just going to bring a different component back to the community what it needs, which is therapeutic, the therapeutic aspect of it, getting to the underlying issues. Why are we using substances? Why are we drinking? Versus just going into a facility and just working on recovery, but not working on our legal issues, not working on our birth certificates, not working on things that we need after treatment that's going to help us to be more successful and not to relapse after the fact.
In addition to treatment, the facility will provide transitional living, job skills training, and employee assistance. All new tonight, state leaders are partnering with Kentucky nonprofits to combat hunger across Kentucky. Congressman James Comer and Morgan McGarvey of Louisville helped kick off Hunger Action Month at the state capitol, placing these flags on the front lawn. In Frankfort, right now, 13% of Kentuckians are food insecure. That's nearly 580,000 adults and children.
Andy and I believe no Kentuckian should go to bed hungry. From creating a foundation for our children to prosper, to ensuring our seniors are cared for in their later years, we know access to nutritious food is a basic human right.
Today's speakers encourage people to volunteer at their local food pantries, shop at farmers markets, or donate money. They say no act is too small.